Hey guys, Cole Pollock here. We are starting our review series, and today, for the first item up for discussion, will be the Crossfire HD optics made by Vortex. So the model of Crossfire that we are going to be reviewing today is the 10x42 binocular. Ideally, anything that you guys can see with the naked eye, you are going to magnify that by 10 times, followed by a 42mm objective lens diameter. Now, when you buy the Crossfire HDs, they're going to come in this box. Ideally, what is inside the box? Let's take a look. You open it up, there you have a bino harness. Vortex provides these with the majority of their binoculars. It comes with a strap, strictly for if you want it to attach right to the binoculars and then have it over your neck for support instead of just having the binocular harness. So the bino harness will be worn on your chest, and you will take these straps, which connect to every single buckle and strap on the top, and it will go over top of your shoulders and around your back and connect nice and snug on your chest. So whenever you are ready to look at an animal or take a look at a view, all you have to do is pop over this bino harness, and then your Vortex binoculars will just be able to come out. You can view whatever it is that you're going to be looking at, and then you can pop them right back. And then all you have to do is flip close this latch, and everything is nice and safe on your chest, nice and close to whenever you want to view anything. And it's not going to be hanging down as if you were just having this strap. But the thing about Vortex is that they actually give you this option if you would rather just have it over your neck like this. If you're sitting on the porch, you want to see some birds, whatever it is you want, it just connects right to the outer loops on the actual binocular, and then they just hang right from your neck, or you get the option of having the bino harness. Now, when you open the box, just like I shown, it comes with straps for the bino harness, and it comes with your piece that can go over your neck and also have support for your binoculars. And then opening up the harness, you are going to find your pair of binos inside, followed by a warranty card and the instructions for the Crossfire HDs. Now, the one thing that Vortex is very good for, does not matter what kind of product you are buying, they always stand behind their lifetime unconditional warranty. So if you decide to throw these off of a building, run over them with your truck, throw them through somebody's window, or accidentally drop them off a cliff, Vortex is always going to back you and send you a brand new pair. Just a real feel with these in my hand. I have been using these now for a couple weeks. I've taken them to archery at the 3D range. I've gone through the forest and tried to sight up some grouse. I've taken them fishing, taken them everywhere just sightseeing, and just the real feel of these actually in my hand. They are a little bit of a heavy binocular. I have held the Razors and I have held the Diamondbacks. Now, these ones I would say are a little heavier than the Diamondbacks, but the Razors are a little bit heavier than these ones. Now, it isn't bad that you have a heavy bino. Some people like to have these on a stand. Me, because I have a bino harness that I wear, I haven't used this one. I actually wear a Badlands Easy Pack. And just having these in my hand, I find with a heavier bino, it's a little easier for stability looking through. Some people are the opposite, where with a lighter bino, they like to have a lighter bino because it's a little bit easier for them to focus on certain things. Me, with the kind of the weight, it's like holding my bow. You add a stabilizer to the end, a little bit more weight. You're not going to get as much of that pin sway. It's the same thing for me with a pair of binos, is that if it's a heavier bino, I find that I actually can keep them a little bit more steady than if it is a lighter pair. Now, my honest heart-to-heart review for these binos, I would give them probably a 6 out of a 10. If you're on a budget and it's your first pair of binos, definitely going to be a good option for you, because I believe they're only about $150 USD, which is around $280 Canadian. Super affordable, and if you've never tried a pair of binos and you try these out, you're going to be amazed either way. But if you're comparing these to the one up, which is the Diamondback, or even the Razor line, which is up into the thousands, you're going to realize that they're not the best glass. It's a very crisp image in the center, but the blackout ring, and there's a little bit of a haze kind of around the edges of the binoculars when you're looking through them. They're very easy to adjust, set your left eye. Everything is super easy, and they're a very durable binocular, but I have tried these In low light, I've tried them in dawn, tried them in dusk. When I actually got these a couple weeks ago, I got them later on at night, and I took them out around 8 o'clock p.m. when the sun went down and there was just street lights on the street, and I could see. But the thing is that like it wasn't fully dark. It was a little bit dark, but there was still some sun coming over the trees. And for guys who are hunting, whether gun, bow, whatever it is, even fishing, if you're out, in the bush, typically you know that those hours are the most vital hours of your whole entire day. It's going to be, that 5 o'clock from 9 o'clock in the morning to that, 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock p.m. at near nighttime, right? So that's where you need a pair of binos that are actually going to shine. I find these don't really fit that category. They don't check that box. They're a little bit hazy, especially at nighttime, but even during the day, if I'm looking out into the field, it's a nice, crisp, clean image in the center where I'm looking and trying to focus. But at the same time, the outer ring, it's a little bit hazy and it gives me kind of a bit of a headache if I'm using them all day long. Now, like I said before, I have taken these binos out 3D shooting, and if you are into 3D archery, you know that you could be shooting 20, 30, 40, all well over 100 yards. Now, these are only a 10 by 42. Trying to zone in past 40 yards is a little bit hard to see the actual rings within the insert, so I did not like that. I would rather have, a 12 by 50. So if you are a 3D shooter, maybe go for the higher magnification just so that you can really identify those rings, see where your arrows are hitting, because obviously sometimes when those 3D targets are really used up, you got so many puncture wounds that it kind of distorts the image of where the rings are. So if you are, a competitor, somebody who takes his game serious, you're probably not going to want to opt for these binos. But if you are, a father who's looking to buy his kid a first pair of binos, or if you're just looking to get into the market for a pair of binoculars and you don't really know what, you can always go for these ones. And if you don't like them, you can always return them on Amazon. I got these ones on Amazon, so I'm obviously going to be returning them. I got them for the review just to try them out, but I am going to be returning these just because they're not really the kind of binos that I like to have. I like the Diamondbacks, which I will be doing a review on the Diamondbacks in a few weeks. But yeah, so for the Vortex Crossfire HDs, I would give it about a 6 out of 10. The durability and everything like that, we've already kind of gone over, and I think they are a really well-made binocular. But if you are trying to obviously hunt with these things, it's a little bit tricky, and the low light conditions, the fact that they don't perform extremely well in low light, is kind of a bit of a con for me. That's why I would give it a 6 out of 10. If these things could operate really well at a dawn and a dusk when your hunt is going to be going on, then I would give them a 10 out of 10 for the price. But if you are looking for a budget-friendly and affordable bino, you can't go wrong with these. They are a great entry level, and it's awesome that Vortex has actually made that possible for a lot of people, because the market of binoculars is huge. Some people are spending $3,000, $4,000 on a set of binos, and obviously this really gets beginners into the bino world to kind of test the waters and see what they like. But also just don't think that for that $150 to $280 price that they're going to be an absolute piece of crap bino, because they're not. They will get you through the day if you're doing daytime hunting. Even dawn and dusk, you can still see the animal, but it's not that crystal clear image, just like the other versions of, like the Diamondbacks and the Razors and the other lines of binos that are a little bit better and have clear glass. So thank you guys for tuning into this video. If you guys like this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more videos like this and you want to see more hunting videos, more outdoor fishing, everything like that, then hit the subscribe button and follow along. Thanks guys, have a great day.